Hello, bonjour, and welcome everyone. My name is Katie Gray, and I am the project manager here at the World Trade Centre Winnipeg. I would like to begin today by respectfully acknowledging that this webinar is coming to you from Treaty 1 territory, traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. So now it is time to start our webinar. I would like to introduce to you Alexander Lavoie. Alexander brings a wealth of knowledge and understanding of international relations to his position of trade advisor with the World Trade Centre Winnipeg. After graduating with a Bachelor of Business Administration, he spent 1 year living in Germany, 3 years living in South Korea, and has traveled to 23 countries. He's proficient in English, French, and has a working knowledge of German. As a part of the client services team, Alexander is passionate about finding opportunities for Manitoba businesses to grow and thrive. So we're in great hands today. Welcome, Alexander.
Well, hello, bonjour. Welcome to How to Start a Business in Manitoba. We have a lot of things to go through today, so feel free to leave a comment stating what your business is, what your idea is, and any direct question that you may have during the presentation. So the content we'll cover today is business plans, how do I actually start a business, different kinds of business structures, home-based business permits, legal considerations, taxation questions, and how to familiarize yourself with the industry. So if you're joining us today, you're probably thinking of starting a business, hopefully. So there are a few different options that you can consider. One is starting a brand new business. Two is buying an existing business. You can create a cooperative, or you can establish a partnership with an existing business. Either you want to become an investor, you're looking to do an equity investment, or you're looking at buying a partial ownership in a business. Another consideration is also a franchise. So to get started with, you have to be very honest and upfront about what your business idea is and what the goal of starting this business is. One of the ideas is to evaluate your business idea. You have to do that anytime that you're starting a new venture. It's understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Now, you may have heard of a SWOT analysis. We won't get into that today, but identifying what you're good at and what you're not good at is very important in entrepreneurship. When you're starting your own business, like I work in a company or an organization that has 20 plus employees, and everyone has their own tasks and commitments and job descriptions. Unfortunately, when you're an entrepreneur or you're one person for the entire business, you have to wear every single one of those hats. So identifying what you're good at, either it's marketing or it's business development, or you're just good at the production side, you have to identify that along with all the weaknesses. So maybe you're not great at accounting. Maybe you have to hire a bookkeeper to keep all your tax receipts, and etc. Along with that, it also depends on whether you're starting a side venture. So maybe you have a full-time job and you're looking for a side business to start, or you're looking at doing this full-time, or it's a side business that you're looking to go full-time with. So when you get to the point of understanding the full-time portion of starting a business, you really have to understand your expenses and cash flow management, and register a business in a legal, compliant way. You also have to know your break-even point. And the way that you do all these things is by making a business plan. So business plans are used with a lot of financial institutions, and they're used by a lot of entrepreneurs. They can range from 10 pages to 40 pages, and I've seen some that are 60 pages long. That's a little bit of overkill, but if you're joining us today, it might be of some interest to be able to write a business plan yourself. If you are looking for templates and samples, you can contact us at World Trade Centre Winnipeg. You can put in a business information request form, or you can contact us directly, and the contact information will be on the last slide. Microsoft Word has business plan templates that you can access through the program itself, or you can find them online. So bplans.com has examples of different kinds of business plans and different kinds of industries. And there's also businessplantemplate.net. An easy Google search will be able to bring up a variety of different templates. You can also contact financial institutions. For example, if you're going to a bank to apply for a loan for your small business, they should be able to provide you with a template that is necessary for you to fill out if you're looking to acquire financing. World Trade Centre Winnipeg also offers the business planning program. We had one that started on September 13th. It's an online format. We provide business plan template, cash flow template, financial tool template, and we have 3 speakers with Sherry Cairns, Rosalie Harms, and Peter Morera. So kind of getting into the actual meat and potatoes of the presentation is, how do I actually start a business? You're going to have to do 3 things. Doesn't matter if you're a large corporation, doesn't matter if you're a small startup. There's 3 steps in starting a business. Step 1 consists of registering an account with Companies Office. There is the Companies Office equivalent in every province in Canada. Companies Office is the Manitoba organization that handles all registrations, incorporations, sole proprietorships, partnerships, etc. So your first step is going to be setting up an account with Companies Office. It will allow you 2 things, access to business names database and access to online business registration. It's not completely necessary to fill out a registration online, but it is the most convenient. The next part of it, we get a lot of questions about this, is choosing a name. So when you're choosing a name for a business, there are a few guidelines to help you along. So one of the things is it has to be unique. And you have to put in a name reservation request. So if you're thinking of your business, you can do some brainstorming, write down a list of potential names that you might be interested in. You can ask your family and friends, you can ask your colleagues, whichever, and just kind of get a general idea about what direction you want to go and how well it fits your business. Now, when we're doing a name reservation request, you do have to do a name search through the Companies Office. So it is $45 per name search. And if you put in a name reservation request, and they come back and say it is too similar to another business's name or something along those lines, then you'll have to put in another request for another $45. So that kind of brings me back to one of the previous slide, where they had your online, your company's office account. They have access to the online database of all the registered businesses in Manitoba. Now, you can use that with a list of names that you've thought about and see if anything comes up that is maybe a little bit similar to what you have in mind. There are instructions on choosing a business name. So the link will be sent to you. Or if you do have any questions or you have trouble accessing the link, feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to help. There are limitations on numbered names. So I'm not sure if you've ever seen, but there's Manitoba Limited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. Or there's limitations on punctuation marks that you can use. So there's only a limited set of different punctuations that you're able to use in a business name. There's a limitation on family names. So for myself, if I put Lavoie Inc., that will probably not be accepted. It has to have a unique component to it. And so you could go along the lines of Lavoie Business Services. That would work, unless somebody has already registered something similar to that. Acronyms, it has to be a minimum of 3 letters in length. Profession, so if you are looking at starting an engineering firm and you want to say Red Green Engineering Limited, then you actually have to be able to provide proof that you have the certification necessary to provide engineering services. The sound is also, if you're thinking of homonyms, night, 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 3 different ways of spelling it, but they all sound the same. So you have to be conscientious of that. And then bilingual names as well. Step 3, once you send in a name search request and Companies Office returns and says, okay, your business name is good to go, there's nothing that's close to it, the last step is to pick a business structure and register your business. So the name search is $45, and to register the name and register the business is a $60 fee. Now, when you're choosing a business structure, there's different forms, and it all depends on what stage of the business you're in. So just to name a few, there's sole proprietorship, which is the most popular. There's partnership, which has a little bit more legal requirements to it. Always suggest having legal representation if you're going into a partnership. It doesn't matter if it's with your life partner or if it's with your best friend or a cousin or whoever you may have known for a long time. It's always recommended that you each have separate legal representation. Another structure is incorporation, and there's also cooperative. Now, we'll actually be covering this in a separate webinar, a separate video, and it'll tell you the differences between corporations, sole proprietorships, partnerships, and a few other advantages and disadvantages of different business structures. One of the most popular questions, or lack thereof, because not a lot of people know about it, is home-based business permits. Now, a home-based business permit can either be a full-time business, part-time business, or occasional venture. Once you register the business, if you're using your home address, it is important to receive a home-based business permit. Now, this means that the mail comes to your home, the administrative duties are conducted from your home, or you may have processes or operations that you do within your home. So if you think of a consulting business, or maybe you're a part-time cleaning business, but you have your home as your business registration, then you still have to acquire a home-based business permit. So this is done through your municipality or the city of Winnipeg. So for Winnipeg, if you live in Winnipeg, then you can do it through the city of Winnipeg home-based business application. If you reside outside of Winnipeg, it would be your municipality or it would be your city that you live in. Contact the city or contact the municipality, and they should be able to walk you through the steps of applying for and obtaining a home-based business permit. Now, this is for Winnipeg specifically, because every municipality, every city has different requirements, different prices on operating a business from your home. So generally, this is not a guaranteed price because it does change and it's not listed on the website, but it's around $165 per year, which allows you to have no employees or clients on your premises. So if you're using it only to receive mail, I'll give the cleaning business another example. If you're doing all of your business outside of your home, then that's one thing. That's the kind of home-based business permit that you'll apply for. Then there's the home-based business conditional use, which is $693 per year. That allows you to have clients or employees on site. So if you're thinking about a hair salon where you have clients coming to visit you, if you're a bookkeeping service and you have clients coming to visit you, or you may have an employee that comes and works with you from your home, then there are a few extra steps involved, and the city of Winnipeg will be able to provide you with the step-by-step on how to apply for the conditional use home-based business permit. Now we're going to get into the legal requirements, and I will refer back to the home-based business permit. So a few things to consider are licenses and permits, and the other one is insurance. For legal requirements, BizPal is created by the province of Manitoba. So please visit www.bizpalmanitoba.ca. Follow the prompts. If you're looking at starting a business in Winnipeg, Manitoba, you can choose that. And then you can choose what kind of business you're starting. If you want to start a restaurant, there are some requirements for choosing a location. If you have to do any changes to the plumbing, the electrical, installing elevators, if you want to put a sign out front of your business, then you have to apply for a permit through the city of Winnipeg. Now, when it comes to insurance, insurance always incurs a cost, right? So it's really looking at your risk profile and kind of seeing how much risk is involved in your venture. If you're a one income household and the business is the entire venture, you may want to, you know what? No, you should consider getting life insurance, health insurance, liability insurance, disability insurance, just to cover yourself for whatever may occur in the future. The specific home-based business insurance. Now, this is very important. If you are a home-based business, then you have, if you own your home, then there's not too many issues with that, with registering for a home-based business permit. However, if you are keeping inventory at your home, or if you're operating out of your home, then you have to contact your home, your insurance broker, or whoever you have your home insurance with, and state that you are operating a business out of your home. There may be extra premiums, and if anything happens, then you may not be covered, or your business might not be covered through just your home insurance. I give the example of having inventory at your home. If you make candles and you have I'm not sure why, but maybe $10,000 worth of candle inventory in your basement, and your basement floods, or the candles melt because they're too hot. Home insurance will not cover that. You do have to get a separate premium for your home-based business. Another question we receive quite often is about taxation. So there's two taxes in Manitoba, in Canada. There's the PST or RST, and there's the goods and services tax. Now for the retail sales tax, RST, it's a tax imposed by the government of Manitoba. You should register for an account through the Manitoba Finance Taxation Division if you're making over $10,000 per year with your business. So if it is a side venture, then you don't technically have to charge RST unless you're making over $10,000 per year. To register, you go through the Manitoba Finance Taxation Division. The link is there, or you can call them. The other part is the goods and service tax, so GST. This is a federal tax, and you should register when you're making over $30,000 per year with your business. You can register beforehand. There is a benefit to that, and you would have to look up input tax credits. So after you're making $30,000 per year with your business, you have to charge your clients or customers the GST amount. If you have any questions related to that, you can go to the CRA website. And for established businesses, I know it can be a little bit scary to call the CRA and inquire about your taxes and if you've been doing it right, or maybe you're not great at bookkeeping and you have to hire a bookkeeper, etc. But there is a service. The last point there is called a liaison officer service. Now, this is funded by the CRA, but it's a separate affiliation. So if you contact the liaison officer services, they can actually do one-on-one consultations with you. They can answer your questions about the type of taxes that you've been filing. Maybe you've missed some filing, or maybe you've missed something on your year-end income tax. But a liaison officer will offer their expertise, tell you where you're going wrong, offer solutions, and work with you to be able to file your year-end taxes correctly. Now, if you do call them, it is confidential. So it doesn't mean that you're going to get audited next year. They're really there to help you with your tax questions and assuring that your business is in good standing. The last part we're going to cover is knowing your industry. Now, networking is, I don't want to call it a necessary evil, but it's a really great way to understand your industry, learn as much information as you can from other people that have gone through the same process of starting a business, doing a specific service, or offering a specific product. So there's a few ways you can do that. There are associations, there's sector partners, and there's chambers of commerce, and there's always more. So some of the associations are very obscure. I love the example of the Manitoba Beekeepers Association. I had never heard about it before. I did a quick Google search, and there it was. So depending on what industry you're operating in, I do implore you to look for an association that you may be able to join. They sometimes have specific research on the industry for Manitoba specific companies. And they also act as a voice, right, for any policies that are coming out in Manitoba. They're also sector partners. So if you're operating in the aerospace industry, if you're making parts for the aerospace industry, definitely recommend that you join them, the Manitoba Aerospace Incorporation. There's the Bioscience Association of Manitoba. There's the Manitoba Construction Sector Council. There's Creative Manitoba. There's New Media Manitoba. There's Manitoba Environmental Industries Association that focuses on clean technology, on remediation, on wastewater, etc. There's Food and Beverage Manitoba that deals specifically with agri-food products in Manitoba and anything related to food and beverage manufacturing or selling. There's also the Manitoba Tourism Education Council, Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters, and Supply Chain Manitoba. And finally, we have the Chambers of Commerce. Now, there are many chambers of commerce in Manitoba. This is not an exhaustive list, but it includes the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce, Manitoba Chambers of Commerce, Manitoba LGBT Chamber of Commerce, Indigenous, Assiniboine, Steinbach, Brandon, Black Manitobans Chamber of Commerce. If there's one that you identify with and you'd like to join, it's a great way to network, make connections, find maybe potential clients, and also have access to Chamber of Commerce group health insurance.